Yo, what's up guys? This is Rowan from Team Tranquil Voorschoten, and I'm bringing you a kind of unorthodox deck profile, namely Dinosaur Paleozoic. The Dutch Nationals have just concluded this Sunday, and I actually ended up top 4 with going X1 in Swiss. This idea came from a weird deck list online that wasn't really that good, but I saw a very good synergy between the two archetypes. I started testing it and changing around ratios and came to a list that I thought was really good. So I started taking that to locals and I was having a lot of success with it. So I decided to take that to Nats as well, to the surprise of a lot of people. I will be explaining some of the synergies within the deck as well, and I will also put a picture of the full deck list at the end for convenience. So without further ado, let's start the deck profile. Start with 2 Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. This is definitely the very best card in the deck. Only 2 because you don't really have space for more. It's just if you go up against a Nightmare deck, for example, you just if you get to summon this, you just win because you just get to kick all the Nightmares if they don't have Phoenix. Usually they don't have Phoenix, so yeah. 1 Overtax Codeless. This is more for recovery than for the dump effect. This deck runs out of resources very quickly, as you might start noticing if you test this deck. So that's why this is here. And then of course 3 Soul Eating Oviraptor. I don't really need to explain that, I think. 1 Miscellaneousaurus, 1 Megalosmasher X, 1 Giant Rex, and 1 Jurek Dino. Miscellaneousaurus I don't need to explain. Giant Rex, yeah, free banish. Megalosmasher, it has a very good synergy with the trap cards and with Lost World, so I will explain it later. Jurek Dino, I play over Jurek Iolo because this can make Black Rose and Trishula very easily going second. I can also show that later. And then 3 Baby Ceratosaurus for the field spell and the trap card. The last monsters are 3 Hand Traps, Droll and Lockbird. For the spells, 3 Fossil Dick, 3 Lost World. This deck kinda revolves around this card. It has very good synergy with the Paleos, you will see that later. 3 Terraforming for the Lost World and 1 Evolution Pill for the Overtax in case he dies or in case I really need to send him anyways. That's it for the spell cards. For the trap cards, I have 3 Survival's End. This is basically what the whole deck is built around. This card, it says destroy as many normal monsters on the field as possible, and if you do, special summon level 4 or lower dinosaur type monsters from your deck up to the number destroyed, but destroy them during the end phase. So what you're allowed to do, you set your Paleos, you set this, you do some Paleo plays, you summon Paleos, then you flip this. And you get to destroy your Paleos and summon dinosaurs out of the deck. But if you have the field spell, you get to protect those dinosaurs, or those Paleozoics, and get to destroy dinosaurs from your deck instead, because Paleozoic are normal monsters. So the field spell protects that. So what you're able to do with Survival's End and the Paleos, you're able to disrupt your opponent for infinite amount of time and just build up a massive amount of advantage. You search, 9 times out of 10 you search Tyranno during your opponent's turn. So that's just very strong, because they usually use their hand traps during your turn, so yeah. And the second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 dinosaur type monster you control, and 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them. So since this is a trap card, this is a quick effect from your grave. So after you summon the dinosaurs, namely a baby usually, you can just banish this and you pop the baby and 1 of your opponent's cards. So it's just extra disruption again. And spot removal is actually really good in this format, namely against Brandish or Sky Strikers or whatever you want to call it. You can just keep the continuous spell and the field spell off the field constantly and don't let them play. And the Lost World helps with it as well by giving them tokens. As long as they don't get to resolve their continuous spell or field spell and they don't play Link Spider, they just don't get to play at all. They can't activate their spells. So yeah, you just win at that point. So this is basically what the deck is based around. And now for the Paleos, 3 Morella. Morella just sends Survival's End to the graveyard. And it's a Paleo, so yeah, you can summon that. 3 Olonoides. This was the best Paleo for today. Namely because I came up against 2 mirror matches, Paleo mirror matches, and an Altergeist, so that was really good in there. And this is also just really good against Randish, because you can just snipe everything off the field again. And 3 Canadia. This wasn't really all that good. It's minimal use against Link decks, so you can make them Link. Against Brandish, it's just useless because they just chain their Ray and it just does nothing. It is minimal against other decks. You can do it, yeah. I would cut this to 2, I think. Maybe even 1, I don't know. And then I play 1 Dynamiscus because I can search it with Opabinia. And then discard an Overtax with it or something, because it's not cost. Overtax triggers with that. But this one was really good, so I think I would play 2 or 3 of this instead of Canadia. It's just better in this format, because this is more against Link monsters as well. And then the last 2 cards in the main deck are 2 Infinite Impermanence. 2 because I can't afford 3. Yeah, very good reason, I know. Yeah. So, for the extra deck, we have Paleozoic Opabinia, and totally awesome just for the Paleos. Namely, this hardly gets made unless you open like 4 Paleos. This though gets made a lot because you can just use 1 Paleo, and the second one material you can use a baby dinosaur. So that's also a really good synergy between the 2 archetypes. And further we have Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, Dolka, and Lagia. Dolka and Lagia are just insane. If you open Oviraptor plus Field Spell, you can make Dolka first turn and use that. That just shuts off most decks if they don't open out to it. Lagia gets made less, mainly against the True Draco or something. Abyss Dweller, I never really made it, but it's always good to have in your extra deck. And then for the tuner, I play 1 Black Rose and 1 Trishula. If you open a baby and the field spell going second, you can make any of these if your opponent does not disrupt it at all. So it's really good pressure plays. And if you make this, you usually have another baby on the field, so that floats as well. Yeah, so it's just really good. And now for the Link monsters, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Mermaid. You just have to play these. There's no really any explanation needed, I think. Underclock Taker, Borlo Dragon, for my actual Link monsters. Yeah, they're just mandatory. And I also play 1 Firewall Dragon and 1 Spiral Double Helix for Reaper in my side deck. But that actually sucked, I never used it, so that's probably going out. For Gustav Max or something, because that does come up. Especially with the new overtime rules, I think I'm going to make that a Gustav Max. Alright, now for the side deck, it's really generic. It's 3 Ash. For anything that loses to Ash. 3 Evenly for everything that loses to Evenly. 3 Dogoran because it's a dinosaur kaiju, searchable and such. If you open one, you can search another one, you can summon it. 3 Reaper, that actually sucked. I think I would cut it entirely and just play Ghost Bell instead, I think. Something like that. And 3 End Spell, because it's End Spell. So yeah, this deck does not really do much turn 1. You just kind of normal something and set to 3 most of the times with or without the field spell. Sometimes make a rank 4 turn 1, but that's kind of it. It still results in 2 to 4 disruptions during your opponent's turn while searching something with Oviraptor, so it's really, really good actually. You can follow that up with a Trishula or Black Rose most of the time before you drop Tyranno, so you OTK pretty easily after that. Oh yeah, right. Megalo Smasher. You play because you need 1 other level 4 in the deck, other than Rex and Miscellaneousaurus. to be able to summon off Oviraptor, otherwise you just run out of resources way too quickly. It also synergizes well with the field spell and the Paleos and all that stuff, and Survival's End, so double Survival's End plays, it enables as well. So it's overall just a really good one-off in the deck. Well, yeah, this was the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you find it interesting. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Rowan, Team Tranquil Voorschoten signing off.